It's 6:26, and here's a look at First News. It's fair, it's accurate, you get the damn truth. Officials say that more Russian missiles have slammed into Ukraine's second largest city, killed civilians, but those civilians don't matter. Only the ones in Palestine. There's no protest at our universities around America for all the civilians that have been misplaced and killed in the Ukraine. Nope, none of them. They continued to pound Kharkiv and other areas with their missiles. 15 explosions. No talks of a ceasefire. No negotiations going on between the Ukraine and Russia for some reason, as the Biden administration and Antony Blinken continued to pump billions and billions into the war effort. The world is at unrest right now because of a weak U.S. Taiwan had to scramble jets yesterday. They put their missile, naval, and land units on alert over drills that China is conducting. The defense ministry said China's irrational provocation has now jeopardized regional peace and stability. Why? We're weak. We have a weak leader. We have weak policies. And all of these countries, folks, are on the move. China said they did their exercises surrounding Taiwan on Thursday and called it punishment for separate forces seeking independence on that self-governed island, an island that China said is rightfully theirs. The Israeli military completed a 2-day operation on the West Bank, killed 12 Palestinians, wounded 25 more. Missiles splashed down in the water near Israel again yesterday as Hamas, a terrorist organization, keeps taking all the Iranian money that we gave them and turning it into missiles and shooting it at Israel. 400 people have been killed in Lebanon since Hezbollah and Hamas started exchanging fire since Hamas brutally attacked Israel on October 7th. 9 people were dead, 60 more hurt. A stage collapsed during a campaign rally in northern Mexico. The state's governor confirmed the tragedy. Strong gust of wind caused the stage to collapse during an event attended by presidential long-shot candidate Jorge Alvarez Maynez. Videos of the collapse were posted. People were screaming, running, climbing out from under all the metal poles. They're still cleaning up and assessing the damage in Greenfield, Iowa. Authorities said that tornado wreaked havoc there on that city. 4 people dead, 3 dozen hurt. Twister tore through the city Tuesday. They rated it now an EF3 after looking at the destructive work that it did yesterday. Officials believe the number of people hurt probably higher. The deadly Twister was spawned during the tornado season here in the U.S. as tornadoes more frequent in that part of the country, April, May, and June. After several high inflation readings, Federal Reserve officials concluded this month it's going to take longer than they thought for inflation to cool down. And so that means they won't be reducing the interest rate. The interest rate is now at a 23-year high. Minutes from the meeting showed officials also debated whether their rate was exerting enough drag on the economy. Officials noted there were some uncertainties about how restrictive these Fed rate policies are. High interest rates may be having a smaller effect than it has in the past, according to the Fed's minutes. On the medical front, the use of diabetes and obesity medications like Ozempic and Wegovy are called GLP-1 drugs. Those uses now have soared among teenagers and young adults. Why? Because we are unhealthier now than we've ever been as a nation. New research shows the number of 12 to 25-year-olds who use these medications climb now to about 60,000 kids a month using it. Overall, in 2023, there were 31,000. We've doubled the amount of people using it. Report was published yesterday in the journal JAMA. First look at the uptick in these medications for those age groups as we are becoming just a nation of unhealthy children. You see it all around. Its evidence is there. Less activity, bad eating habits. Those who received the drugs are just a fraction of the young people who are struggling now with obesity. 20% of U.S. children and adolescents are considered obese. Obese. That's not overweight, folks. That's obese. 20% of our children obese now in America. A Michigan farm worker was diagnosed with bird flu. Second human case associated with the outbreak. Health officials said the person experienced some mild eye symptoms and has recovered. He was in contact with a cow on a farm that was infected. The risk to the public still remains low. Farm workers exposed to animals are at higher risk. A Texas farm worker was diagnosed in March. Officials called that the first known instance globally globally of a person ever catching bird flu from a mammal. Sales of previously occupied U.S. homes sank last month, pushed down, of course, by high mortgage rates. The existing home sales fell 1.9%, 4.14 million. The median price of a previously occupied home, though, was up 5.7%. Now in the United States, average price $407,000. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau said there's a new rule out that buy now, pay later lenders are going to basically be considered credit card providers. So they must provide now the same protection and rights that apply to those lenders. It includes the right to dispute a charge and to demand a refund after product returns. They said the rule will help bring consistency to that market. And it's funny, we talked about this morning about how those numbers and those accounts may not mean anything, folks, if things get tough. Get this story this morning out of New York. The bank accounts of tens of thousands of U.S. businesses and consumers have all been frozen now in the aftermath of an abrupt shutdown and bankruptcy of a financial tech company, Synpass. They act as a middleman between financial technology companies and banks. Well, guess what? Synapse filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, so it shut down all their services, and that means all those numbers that all those consumers and businesses had in those accounts are all frozen. They're nothing. So what if I need that money, though? Well, tough luck. They're done. Accounts are all frozen, some showing funds not existing at all now. How would you like that? Wake up in your business account, personal account, zero. Nothing there. Can't get it. Can't access it. Global shares trading mixed this morning. European markets are gaining in most of the Asian benchmarks. Tokyo was up today. A few others were up. Yesterday, our stock markets were all down. The S&P fell 0.3. Dow was down 0.5 point. NASDAQ was down 0.2% yesterday. Oil, $77.60 a barrel. Gas is on average 6 to 10 cents higher a gallon than it was on this last Memorial Day. Some of the stocks had traded heavily yesterday. Target was down substantially as their first quarter earnings fell short of what Wall Street had expected. United Natural Foods, they were up. They're an organic food distributor. Extended their partnership now with Whole Foods, which is an affiliate of Amazon.com. They bid pretty well. Petco Health up yesterday. The pet supply chain's earnings beat what analysts had forecast as people will take care of their pets. We're learning more about that grizzly incident that happened over the weekend. A grizzly that accidentally inflicted itself with a burst of pepper spray while attacking the hiker. It won't be captured or killed because it may have been trying to protect a cub, according to a park official. Now, they don't know what it was doing, but they always give the grizzly the benefit of the doubt. While it was mauling the hiker on Signal Mountain, the grizzly bit into the man's can of bear repellent and was hit with a burst of it, causing the animal to flee. So the man from Massachusetts pretended to be dead while he was being bitten. He made it to safety and spent Sunday night in the hospital. There was no word about whether they found the bear or not, but it was on a trail at 7,700 feet. The decision not to pursue bears, which officials determine behave naturally after being surprised, also is consistent with all the other attacks that have happened. Eating food, though, that's left out by people or other bad behaviors may make the bears more dangerous. Rangers track and study this region's bears. They figured there's 1,000 of them in that area. The attack happened even though the victim was carrying bear spray repellent and he was making noise to alert bears in the forest while he was traveling. And he had no time, he said, to use his bear spray before falling to the ground. One finger holding the bear spray canister. The bear bit him several times and then bit into the can of spray. It burst and drove the bear away. The man was able to get to his cell phone, call for help. But is that something that they teach, or is it just something that we learn from cartoons? If you play dead, the animal will leave you alone.
I don't know that.
You know, everybody just figures if you play dead, they won't hurt you anymore. So I don't know. They train people to do that or not. Japanese electronics and entertainment company Sony said they're going to focus on movies, animation, and video games now rather than gadgetry. Chief executive outlined the company's strategy yesterday, said Sony was helping creative professionals deliver what they call a moving experience. The company will be emphasizing the creative process on these prized products, something they did in the past, like the Walkman portable music player or the Trinitron color TV. He said that synergies are no longer between entertainment and electronics, but determined by intellectual property spanning animation, music, games, and films. He said that's what people want, so that's what they're going to concentrate on. Big get out of town day today and tomorrow. People are going to be jamming the highways and the airlines. They expect 3 million people in checkpoints tomorrow if you're flying out. 271 million people going to fly this year between June 1st and August the 31st, which would break the record. So worst time to travel in the metropolitan areas between 3 and 7, Thursday and Friday. The worst time to travel any day in a metropolitan area is between 3 and 7 in the afternoon. Always is, always will be, but those areas will be very crowded.
In sports, before we get to that, a little traffic note. Up on the Bozeman Pass eastbound, there is an incident. Travelers can expect...
Oh, no! Oh, God!
Deja vu. If you recently spent 10 hours on the pass parked in your vehicle, you could be in for another wonderful day.
God. And they gave those cement barriers. You can't turn around.
No. Disabled vehicle with lanes blocked eastbound until further notice. Expect delays. Take lots of food when you travel in case you get parked somewhere along the interstate. In sports, Toronto has been awarded the first WNBA team to play outside the U.S. They're going to start playing in 26. Thank you, Caitlin Clark, and the growth of women's basketball.
That's right. They're expecting money now, and they're going to get more of it. Rain all day today, folks. 100% chance. Maybe some 40-mile-an-hour winds, too. You get to those upper elevations, you're going to hit the snow. So keep that in mind. Big line of some massive showers and thunderstorms right now.
Homestake Pass, eastbound lanes closed at Continental Divide.
Oh, God. These showers run from Roberts all the way up through Columbus, all the way up through Rapogee, now heading up towards Rygate. Some pretty heavy rain in that neck of the woods. You're going to run into the snow once you get to Livingston, folks, and all the way to Bozeman, Manhattan. Three Forks is rain, but all up around Missoula, Boulder area, places like that. So going to be a little rough out there today. Tomorrow, though, nice. Partly sunny, 65. Hell, just wait till tomorrow. I know you won't get the good spot, though. She's been riding your ass all week about getting things packed up and let's get out of here early, so you got to go. But, man, I'll tell you, downtown now raining, 47 degrees out there at 6:42. That's what's happening. Game day today. Thanks for tuning into The Cat.